Hello everybody, this is Bruce Lay from BL Immobilier, offering you practical tips for your real estate success. So today what I want to talk about is I want to talk about the different type of buyers that you will encounter in the field of real estate. Now, there are two type of buyers. Now, the first type of buyers are those that know exactly what they want. Now, what I mean by that, now they have done their due diligence. They've gone to the bank. They've got pre-qualified. They've researched the market extensively. They know exactly which area or location they want to live in, and so forth. So they come prepared, and it's possible also they come to you with a already chosen property, an already chosen listing, and that's highly possible. And you have the other type of clientele that absolutely know nothing about real estate and have no clue as to what to buy and where to buy and how much they can afford. Now that we know the two different types of buyers that we'll encounter in the field of real estate, now I'm going to talk about the 5 fundamental questions that any realtor should ask their buyers. Here we go. Number one, have you been pre-qualified at a bank? The important reason why we ask this question is to determine the client's financial solvability, such as the loan amount the bank will qualify him for, and number two, determine his maximum purchase price. Number two, what is your date of occupancy? Now, it is important to ask this question because we must determine when the buyer would like to move into the purchased property. Now, the other side is that we also have to look into what the seller himself prefer. So if we're able to match the buyer and the seller's date of occupancy, and we can actually put this on a promise to purchase, then we have less conditions to deal with. And sometimes, unfortunately, the date of occupancy and for the buyer and the seller does not work out, and therefore the condition could not be met, and we have no transaction. Number three, where would you like to live? So this is one of the questions that most brokers naturally would ask, is to make sure that the buyer's wishes are respected, meaning that if they do want to live in the suburb because they are planning to have a family, or it could be a young professional that wants to be close to the city, and so therefore maybe we have to choose somewhere in more of an urban environment. Or the third option would be sometimes you will see people in the retirement age and they want to downsize into something smaller. Well, in certain locations, they might be preferred for maybe close to amenities. Those are the questions that I would ask, and you know what, elaborate a bit more. Amenities such as schools, close to city transportation, banks, and so forth. And those are the questions that you definitely have to ask the buyer. Question number four, how many people will be with you for this purchase? So why is it important to ask these questions? Because we need to find out whether this individual, this buyer that you have, are there any other participant in the transaction? Now, it has a positive advantage to it because if we have an extra income, then there's more options opening up for the buyer. Either they're buying a $450,000 home, or with the dual income or multiple income, we can actually go up to $500,000 to $600,000 if the client chooses. So also, when you're dealing with these choice of properties for them to visit, then you have to also direct your attention to the other person in order to get the two or the multiple people together to consent on a visit, and hopefully will yield a offer to be signed or to be accepted by the seller. Question number five, when are you available to visit these properties? Now, it's important for us to understand as realtors that we already have a very busy schedule. Now, not only that we have to manage our own schedule throughout the week, but we also have to expect the purchaser to be able to visit these property at a time that they are available. Now, some clients might work during the day, 9 to 5, and some clients might not. So some clients might work only in the late afternoon to early morning. So therefore, visits in the afternoon is not possible. Now, usually weekends, Saturday and Sundays, or the best times to visit. But you also have to consideration is that if the seller is not available or the property is currently leased, the tenants are not available. So do ask that question: when are you available to visit, and are there any option A or B available in order for you to do your job more efficiently? There you have it. Those are the 5 fundamental questions that any real estate broker should ask their buyer. Now, I'd encourage you to practice the questions that I put up, whether it's with a fellow realtor in the office, or with your director, or hey, even your family and friends. You might end up convincing them of buying a property. So, that said, I wish you all happy sales on this weekend or even the upcoming week, and keep on practicing. And that's my tip of the day.